Alright there. It's your old mate Yorkie here, welcoming you back to Yorkie's Nightcap. Cheers. Where we close out the day with a nightcap and a relaxed game. And we return now to Disco Elysium, where I'm playing ex-high school athlete, moderate intelligence, moderate motorics, good physique, lousy psyche. Anyway, let's get in here. Got to inspect the victim's body, report missing badge, pay for damages somehow, find smokes and smoke them. Who made the call reporting the crime? So we've got to call Sylvie and sing some karaoke. I don't think there's anything else I need in here right now. Oh, we didn't get to talk to her because she wanted us to talk to Kim. I'll be role-playing, and I'm still half drunk, half hungover. Oh, sweetie, the elder woman turns to you with a smile.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer.
I'm Sweetie, look at me.
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin.
That stupid dimple only brought me suffering.
Love can be cruel, sweetie. Love can be cruel.
Her expression turns serious.
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself.
She slaps herself on the forehead.
I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Her eyes glitter over the rims of her glasses as she looks up smiling.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
She's pretty good, yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but yeah, we should. How'd you like to roll with me?
Whatever do you mean?
I want you to be my wheelchair partner in fighting crime, reading backyards of corpses, catching sequence killers.
Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
Sounds impressed.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
I know, but there are also side mysteries. Sequence kills and parade into paranatural.
I can assure you, with absolute certainty, there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez.
Might be.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie.
She turns to you. Why? 3 heads are better than 2.
Thank you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down.
She looks out of the window wistfully.
Perhaps another time.
Yeah, you seem to be in a chair.
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body.
Nothing to do with working in an ambulance
then. By
then.
spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
You know, there's something inspiring about a woman on the front line, leading a platoon of men.
No, dear. I'm not quite that old. Although I was injured in the line of duty.
Were you a tightrope walker?
Nothing so extravagant, dear. Though what young girl doesn't dream of soaring over a crowd?
What'd you do then?
I was a training and development manager at a rapidly expanding mail order shoe company.
Okay.
You'd think it would be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere, and, well, once I happened to be under some faulty scaffolding.
Oops.
I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated exceptionally well. One can only dream of such payoffs nowadays.
She runs her hands over the chrome wheels of her chair. I'm sorry, it was rude of me to mention the wheelchair. Let's move on.
That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway.
I don't know if you noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing. Anything, really?
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed,
Uh-huh.
like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
Our eyes follow your movements with some concern. I drank so hard I forgot literally everything.
Oh my. You know where we are, right?
It takes a moment to process. The Whirling in Rags cafeteria. It was on my keys.
That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located?
I remember waking up here. We're in hell. All of us in hell.
We're in the city of Revshol, dear.
Glasses you ordered, look. Okay.
Yes, and Revshol?
Honestly, I don't know diddly squad by Revishal. What kind of place is this?
How would I even begin to tell you?
Use your mouth.
Revshol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I.
Oui?
I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel.
Does
The
it?
city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days.
Has it? There's a pause as she studies your expression. You must look quite lost.
Speaking of history, you know what year it is.
Someone's a Monty Python fan. If I'm not misremembering, this is an out of character comment, of course. If I'm not misremembering, 973. Maybe I'm misremembering, but isn't that when Holy Grail is set? Anyway. Is Spring of 51?
That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen.
Well,
Knowledge
thank
should
you.
always be rewarded.
Thank you.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders. Outside, the melting snow seeps into the cracks in the walls and the cobblestone streets, all the way down into the sewers. Above ground, the first May bells blossom. You can feel it, a great cold. Then the shiver passes.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
I don't know. Cop. We're living under the cop regime.
Actually, we are not. You could say that about almost any other nation, but not Revachol. Try it one more time, officer. What mode of government?
Cop. We're living. I'm trying again. Cop. We're living under the cop regime.
Actually, we are not. You could say that about almost
You
any
just
other
said
nation,
that. I
but
tried
not
to-
Revachol.
Okay.
Try it
okay.
one more time, officer. What mode of government?
And our leaders, fierce warriors who traverse the plains on steeds, with civilization counting for us.
No. Nothing like that, dear. Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, and certainly not one who's horseback.
Yeah?
Of course, you've arrived at a weak world where no one appreciates animal husbandry.
There's no government. How comes there's cops?
Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution.
Well, how come I'm a cop then?
But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break.
No, I'm confused.
Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
What's this revolution you
A
mentioned?
defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago.
What does that have to do with not being in the cops?
It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better.
Oh. So anyway, how did I do?
You didn't do too well, dear. You really only knew what year it is. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places. Reality, in a word. It's very odd.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
What's wrong, Kim?
Maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary.
They are?
I wouldn't worry too much.
I don't know if I want my mind back. Okay, so who could tell me more?
Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
Educated? So you mean like a janitor? She turns to the lieutenant.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
You know, Sweetie needs money. Does Sweeties get money?
Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck?
You've got guns of steel and a chiseled jaw somewhere under the bloated alcohol layer. Maybe she'd like to sponsor you.
What's the paycheck? I haven't seen any paychecks. I can do that.
You must be joking. Although our pay does sometimes feel like a joke.
It's not easy to assert your right to a decent living wage when you don't have a strong union behind you. Maybe you should talk to Everard, the union leader.
Okay.
Interesting idea. This Everard sounds powerful.
Powerful.
Maybe you can wrangle some coins out of his pocket.
Well, I was hoping you could be my sponsor.
Oh, I'm sure you would make a wonderful gigolo, dear.
Oh, no,
With
I'm
those
game.
strong
What's that?
arms of yours, but welfare checks aren't all they cracked up to be.
Oh.
My husband and I are barely scraping by.
Oh.
She's not really lusting after those biceps, man. It's more like an appraisal you give to a healthy specimen.
Oh. Well, let's try tugging on the heartstrings.
Try to force a tear out of your duct. Really rip into the whole emotional aggression thing.
Oh god, I'm gonna die on this street, aren't I?
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. Whatever noble intentions you once had as a police officer, it's eating them all up now. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
I wasted my life protecting humans. They don't deserve
I don't
it.
dispute that you have been charged with protecting the people of a particularly challenging district. But poverty does not make one a loser. Poverty is just poverty.
Nothing you can say would make you feel any better now. Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following a nervous breakdown. He now lives under a bridge, drinking and occasionally throwing excrement at passers-by, shouting, "I never loved that woman." When asked to comment, former colleagues objected to the theory that his psychological disintegration was precipitated by his wife leaving him. "It's because the Furrows lost that match," said Captain Ptolemy Price, once the man's superior officer. "It's because he couldn't get a big gun from acquisitions, and anyway, police work really burns you out after a while," Satellite Officer Jean-Vic Mayer, the deranged former cop's partner, commented. Sergeant Mac Torson, another former colleague, did not propose any theories, merely saying, "Whatever happened to him wasn't about birds. He got fucked, that's all."
Okay. Well, that was a short run, wasn't it? Join us next time and we'll restart with another randomly created character and see where we can go from there. I guess we'll be redoing the start. Oh my. See you next time.